Hello, brothers, and welcome to Sigma Old Man Channel. Some people read minds, others read books. Sigmas, they read the entire universe without breaking a sweat. Did you know that the human brain processes over 11 million pieces of information every second, but we're only aware of about 40 of them? Now, what if I told you Sigmas tap into the other 10,999,960 without even realizing it? They don't just think outside the box. They've probably dismantled it, recycled the pieces, and built a fortress of intuition no one can penetrate. Here's the kicker. Sigmas walk around with psychic abilities so refined, they make mystics and fortune tellers look like amateurs playing with crystal balls from the dollar store. The wild part? They don't even know they're doing it. Whether it's spotting hidden motives, predicting outcomes, or shifting the entire vibe of a room with just a glance, these powers are baked into their DNA. Let's dive deep into the extraordinary psychic arsenal Sigmas carry. Powers that will leave you questioning whether they're just highly intuitive or a little bit superhuman. Number 1, the instant human scanner. Sigmas have an almost supernatural ability to read people, but it's not in the way you might think. They're not just picking up on body language or the tone of someone's voice. Those are basics for most observant people. What sets Sigmas apart is their talent for noticing the gaps, the pauses, the hesitations, the things left unsaid. It's like their mind automatically tunes into the frequency of what's missing, and in that space, they uncover the truth. Someone could be smiling, nodding, and acting as if everything's fine, but Sigmas know when there's an underlying tension. They don't just sense it, they know it like it's an undeniable fact. What makes this ability even more intriguing is that Sigmas don't try to read people, it just happens. They don't consciously analyze or overthink. They simply observe and the puzzle pieces fall into place. They can tell when someone is lying, when they're faking confidence, or when they're suppressing emotions. It's as if they've developed an instinctual radar for human authenticity. This ability doesn't come from arrogance or nosiness, it stems from their natural detachment. While everyone else is caught up in surface-level distractions, Sigmas are quietly soaking in details most people don't even know they're giving away. This doesn't just make them perceptive, it makes them intimidating. People often feel like Sigmas can see right through them, which isn't far from the truth. And while Sigmas rarely call someone out, their silent awareness has an unsettling power of its own. Being around a Sigma feels like being under a spotlight, even when they say nothing. It's not magic, but it's close enough to make people wonder. That's the Sigma edge, an effortless, almost psychic understanding of the human soul. Number 2, mastering the invisible tug of war. Sigmas have an almost eerie talent for controlling the emotional distance between themselves and others without saying a single word. They're not just aware of the energy in a room, they own it. When they're intrigued by someone, they know exactly how to draw that person in without being obvious. A subtle glance, a carefully chosen word, or even just their calm, collected presence creates a gravitational pull that people can't seem to resist. It's not intentional manipulation, it's more like they've mastered the art of making people curious about them without revealing too much. The less they give away, the more others crave their attention. On the flip side, Sigmas also have the uncanny ability to repel people with a quiet, deliberate disinterest. They don't need dramatic exits or cutting remarks. They simply withdraw their energy. It's the kind of subtle detachment that makes people feel like they're trying to hold water in their hands. It slips through, and they don't even realize how or why it's happening. This psychic push-pull isn't about games. It's about preserving their space and protecting their peace. They understand that not everyone deserves access to their world, so they control that access with unspoken precision. The result is an addictive dynamic that leaves people completely baffled. Those who get pulled in are left wondering, why do I feel so drawn to them? And those who get pushed away obsess over what they did to lose the connection. This invisible tug of war isn't about power or control, it's about balance. Sigmas know when to engage and when to step back, creating a mysterious, almost magnetic energy that makes them impossible to ignore and even harder to forget. Number 3, dream-level problem solvers. Sigmas have a problem-solving ability that borders on mystical. When they're faced with a challenge, they don't necessarily grind their gears trying to force a solution in the moment. Instead, they let their subconscious take the reins, trusting that the answer will come when it's ready. What's fascinating is how often this works. They'll go to bed with a seemingly impossible problem hanging over their head, and by the time they wake up, the solution has materialized, fully formed, like their brain has been pulling an all-nighter behind the scenes. This isn't just about being relaxed or giving it time. It's deeper than that. Sigmas have a natural ability to let their mind roam freely, diving into the mental corners that most people ignore. Their subconscious processes ideas, connections, and details on a level that seems almost psychic. It's as though their brain is solving the puzzle while they sleep, bypassing all the conscious overthinking and getting straight to the core of the issue. What's even more intriguing is how accurate their solutions tend to be. It's not some vague, half-baked idea. They wake up with clarity, knowing exactly what steps to take next. While others are stuck brainstorming or agonizing over decisions, Sigmas solve problems in their dreams and wake up one step ahead. It's like they're tapping into an invisible mental cheat code no one else has access to. The best part? They don't even think about this as a strategy. For Sigmas, it's just the way their mind works. Effortlessly creative, wildly intuitive, and always operating on a higher wavelength. People may call it luck or genius, but for Sigmas, it's simply another day of letting their subconscious do the heavy lifting. Number 4, the memory archive. Sigmas possess a memory that feels less like simple recall and more like a finely tuned archive, sorting and storing details with a precision most people can't even fathom. They're not consciously memorizing facts or events, it's more instinctive than that. Their mind acts like a radar, picking up on seemingly insignificant moments, words or gestures, filing them away as if their brain knows they'll be important later. Months or even years down the line, they'll bring up something you casually mentioned in passing, leaving you wondering how they even remembered it. This isn't just about having a sharp memory, it's the way they use it that feels almost psychic. A Sigma doesn't remember for the sake of remembering. They recall at the exact moment it's needed, almost like their brain is running a quiet algorithm in the background. That small compliment someone gave them during a tense meeting? Filed. The hesitation in someone's voice when they agreed to something? Noted. It's not random either. Their subconscious seems to prioritize details that carry emotional weight or reveal something about the people around them. What's unnerving for others is how effortlessly Sigmas use this skill. They'll drop a fact or reference at just the right moment, cutting through confusion or even catching people off guard. It's like they've been playing chess while everyone else was shuffling checkers pieces. People often mistake this for luck, but it's really the result of their mind working in layers. Sigmas' ability to remember what matters and discard what doesn't makes them master strategists, often leaving others scratching their heads. It's not magic, but it might as well be. For Sigmas, every interaction, every moment is a potential piece of a larger puzzle they've been quietly solving all along. And number 5, future-proof visionaries. Sigmas have an almost otherworldly ability to predict the future, not in a crystal ball way, but through their deep connection to patterns and subtle shifts that most people miss. They don't just observe the world, they decode it, picking up on trends, movements, and attitudes long before they hit the mainstream. This isn't luck or coincidence. It's like their mind operates on a higher frequency, analyzing the present with such clarity that the future becomes startlingly obvious to them. What makes this ability so exceptional is how effortless it seems. While everyone else is reacting to what's trending now, Sigmas are already mentally 5 steps ahead, mapping out where it's all heading. Whether it's recognizing when a relationship is about to fall apart, seeing the cracks in a company before the layoffs begin, or sensing cultural shifts before they explode into public consciousness, Sigmas just know. It's not guesswork either. Their intuition is backed by a quiet but razor-sharp ability to connect the dots between what's visible and what's lurking beneath the surface. This futuristic vision doesn't just make them insightful, it makes them quietly powerful. While others scramble to adapt to changes they didn't see coming, Sigmas are already prepared. They move with a calm confidence that others can't quite figure out, often making people wonder if they're somehow psychic. But the truth is, Sigmas just have an unparalleled ability to read patterns, the subtle shifts in energy, behavior, and systems that most people overlook. Their foresight can make them seem unrelatable at times because they're operating in a future everyone else hasn't caught up to yet. It's not arrogance. It's just the Sigma way. Seeing what others can't and using that knowledge to stay ahead of the curve, always one move ahead of the game. Number 6, the timing genius. Sigmas are masters of timing in a way that feels almost supernatural. They don't rush, they don't hesitate. They just know when to act and when to hold back. It's not luck, and it's certainly not guesswork. It's as if their intuition has a built-in stopwatch calibrated to the rhythm of life. While others fumble between impulsiveness and procrastination, Sigmas operate with a precision that makes people wonder if they've got insider information on how the world works. This sense of timing plays out in every aspect of their lives. They'll sit silently during a heated discussion, watching everyone else argue in circles, only to drop a single sentence at the perfect moment that changes the entire conversation. In relationships, they instinctively know when someone needs space and when they need support, never overstepping or coming across as clingy. Even in their career moves, Sigmas have a knack for spotting opportunities before anyone else notices them, or walking away just before things go south. What's fascinating is that Sigmas don't overanalyze or strategize their timing. They trust their gut, letting their intuition guide them like a compass. This internal sense doesn't just tell them what to do, but when to do it, and the results often look like pure magic. To outsiders, it might seem like the universe bends to their will, but in reality, they're simply attuned to subtle cues that most people miss. This psychic-like timing isn't about manipulation, it's about alignment. Sigmas don't force things. They flow with the natural rhythm of situations, knowing when to step in and when to step back. It's this ability that gives them a quiet yet undeniable edge, making them seem untouchable, unpredictable, and frankly unstoppable. Number 7, the echo chamber of thoughts. Being around a Sigma can feel like stepping into a room where your own thoughts suddenly echo back at you. They don't need to say much, but somehow they seem to know. It's not mind reading in a sci-fi sense. It's deeper and far more unnerving. Sigmas have an uncanny ability to pick up on the emotions, intentions, and unspoken truths people try to bury. What's even more disarming is how they subtly reflect those hidden thoughts right back, as if they're holding up a mirror to your inner world. This isn't something Sigmas do intentionally to manipulate or unsettle. It's simply how they engage with people. Their ability to observe and absorb runs so deep that they intuitively understand what someone is feeling, even when that person isn't fully aware of it themselves. A casual comment, a fleeting glance, or the way someone hesitates mid-sentence, all of it is data to a Sigma, and they piece it together without breaking a sweat. The result, the other person feels seen, completely exposed, as if their inner dialogue has been put on display. What makes this even more extraordinary is the way Sigmas use this ability. They're not out to embarrass anyone or call people out. Instead, they reflect these truths in a way that forces others to confront what's really going on beneath the surface. It can be empowering, uncomfortable, or even downright terrifying, depending on what someone's hiding. Being in a Sigma's presence is like having your emotional blind spots gently but unmistakably highlighted. They don't need to pry or push. Their mere existence holds up that psychic mirror. For many, it's a rare chance to face their own truth. For others, it's a reason to avoid Sigmas altogether, because when you're around one, there's nowhere to hide. Number 8. Energy detectors on overdrive. Sigmas have an almost otherworldly ability to sense when something's off, and they don't need anyone to spell it out for them. It's not about catching obvious lies or dramatic outbursts. They pick up on the subtler, more insidious cues, the kind of stuff most people miss entirely. A fake smile, a tone that doesn't match the words, or a sudden shift in someone's energy. They detect it like a shark senses blood in water. This isn't just a hunch or some vague feeling, it's their gut instincts running on overdrive. A Sigma's brain is like a finely tuned radar, constantly scanning the environment for inconsistencies. They'll notice the way someone's words don't match their body language or catch the slight hesitation in a too-perfect compliment. Even in a crowded room, their radar locks onto subtle shifts in energy, whether it's hidden tension, passive aggression, or an agenda lurking beneath the surface. What's unsettling for others is how quickly Sigmas catch on. While most people are still trying to make sense of the vibes, Sigmas already know. They won't always call it out. Most of the time, they just file it away for future use. But if you're lying, manipulating, or hiding something, trust that a Sigma has already clocked it, even if they're too polite or uninterested to let you know. Their instincts aren't just accurate, they're borderline supernatural. It's not something they actively work on, it's simply who they are. This hyper-awareness makes them nearly impossible to deceive, and it gives them a strategic edge in almost every interaction. Whether it's avoiding toxic people or navigating tricky situations, their gut instincts protect them like an invisible shield, leaving others wondering how they're always one step ahead. Number 9, manifestation in disguise. Sigmas have a knack for attracting exactly what they need, often without even realizing it. It's not about wishful thinking or vague positive affirmations. No, their ability to manifest is much more subtle and powerful. When they focus their energy on something, whether it's a goal, a project, or a person, it's like their very thoughts become a magnet. Opportunities, people, and resources start to appear almost as if they're being pulled into their orbit by an invisible force. This phenomenon isn't about trying to make things happen, it's about the unwavering focus and intent Sigmas pour into their desires. When they fix their mind on something, their energy radiates with such intensity that it seems to create its own path, drawing in whatever is necessary to bring their vision to life. It's not magic, it's more like their willpower and mindset create a ripple effect in the universe. And things just seem to fall into place. The most interesting part? Sigmas often don't realize they're doing it. It's not a deliberate process of manifesting, it's just the way their mind works. They've trained themselves to hone in on what matters. And in doing so, they create an environment where success, connections, and support naturally gravitate toward them. It's like they're walking in alignment with some unseen current that's constantly guiding them to the right people and the right moments. This magnetic force can be a little unnerving to outsiders who wonder how Sigmas always seem to be in the right place at the right time. The truth is, it's not luck or coincidence. It's the result of a mind that's so laser-focused and in tune with its purpose that the world starts rearranging itself to meet their needs. Number 10, emotion lessons absorber. Sigmas possess a rare and extraordinary gift when it comes to dealing with life's heaviest emotions. While most people are overwhelmed or consumed by anger, sadness, or frustration, Sigmas seem to absorb these emotions without letting them break them down. It's as if they have an internal alchemy that turns emotional pain into wisdom. They don't let their feelings control them. Instead, they use those very emotions as fuel to evolve and grow at a pace that leaves everyone else in the dust. Where others might spiral into a cloud of negativity or let emotional upheaval derail them, Sigmas take a step back, process the emotion, and transform it. That anger, they'll channel it into focus. The sadness, it becomes a well of empathy and understanding. Frustration, it ignites a deep drive to find a solution. Sigmas have a unique ability to look at their darkest emotions not as obstacles, but as lessons. They're able to dissect them, understand why they feel a certain way, and extract valuable insights from what others would view as setbacks. This isn't to say they're emotionless, far from it. Sigmas experience everything deeply, but they don't let those feelings consume them. Instead, they use those intense emotional states to fuel their growth, as if their psyche operates on an entirely different plane. While others get stuck in their emotions, Sigmas evolve through them, understanding their pain, and using it to sharpen their wisdom, resilience, and clarity. In this way, Sigmas don't just weather storms, they thrive in them. They gain wisdom from life's hardest lessons faster than most people, making them seem almost superhuman in their ability to transcend negativity and transform it into strength. It's as if they've mastered the art of turning emotional challenges into stepping stones, propelling them forward while everyone else is still trying to catch their breath. Sigmas walk through life like a quiet storm, seemingly unaware of the extraordinary powers they wield. Their ability to navigate the unseen energies of the world, whether it's mastering the art of timing, absorbing life's harshest emotions, or pulling opportunities to them like magnets, is nothing short of remarkable. They don't seek attention or recognition, they just are. And yet, Those around them can't help but feel the weight of their presence, the magnetic pull of their energy, and the uncanny way they seem to operate on a level far beyond the ordinary. What makes these powers even more exceptional is that Sigmas don't actively try to wield them. It's not about being better than others, it's about being so in tune with their own unique path that the universe simply aligns to meet them halfway. Whether they're consciously aware of it or not, Sigmas manifest their reality with a kind of effortless grace, transforming adversity into wisdom and turning the world's chaos into a personal symphony of growth. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, Sigmas remain steadfast in their understanding that the true power doesn't lie in controlling others or circumstances, but in mastering themselves. And as they continue to navigate through life with quiet confidence, they leave behind a trail of wisdom, insight, and profound impact that will always make people stop and wonder, what's their secret? The truth is, it's not a secret at all. It's simply the magic of being a Sigma. If you found yourself captivated by the quiet power and extraordinary abilities of Sigmas, then you won't want to miss what's coming next. This journey into the world of Sigmas is just getting started, and there's so much more to uncover. So hit that subscribe button because you don't want to be the one left wondering what else these fascinating, boundary-pushing individuals are capable of. Stay tuned, stay curious, and join us on this incredible exploration. You won't regret it. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.